After recently reading through the latest Discovery novel, The Enterprise War, which I massively enjoyed, I decided to visit the earlier Discovery tie novels to see how they compared. A novel exploring Prime Lorca, Georgiou, their relationship, and a first-hand account of a massacre of Tarsus 4 mentioned in the original series episode The Conscience of the King, really spurred me to reading through Star Trek Drastic Measures by Dayton Ward. This will be a spoiler-free review of the book. Hopefully we'll be able to give you some insight into whether it is worth picking up. Does it hold up? Well, let's check it out. Star Trek Discovery Drastic Measures is the second tie-in novel to the Discovery series. It's written by Dayton Ward, a previous Star Trek author with numerous titles under his belt. The book follows both Lieutenant Commander Gabriel Lorca and Commander Philippa Georgiou during events and the aftermaths of the Tarsus 4 massacre, where Governor Kodos executed 4,000 people to save a colony ravaged by a fungal infection that destroyed its food supply, first mentioned in the original series episode The Conscience of the King. As it links directly into a TOS episode, there is great continuity in this book with said episode, which is just great to see and explains a backstory to an event in such great depth. Just a quick note, this novel follows the Prime Universe versions of Gabriel Lorca and Philippa Georgiou, which is a great POV in my opinion, as it gives us a look at what a proper Captain Lorca might have been. I really enjoyed this book in how it dealt with a seemingly throwaway event from a TOS episode and fleshed it out into something very cool and extremely complex. You actually feel the ramifications of the event and how it affected certain characters who were caught up in it. The book definitely explores the aftermath of the event more than what brought it on, which to begin with I wasn't too keen on. However, as the book keeps going, the aftermath of the executions got very rich, and therefore I do believe the emphasis on what followed was very well done. The style of the book is also very unique, in that it follows an author writing about the event and interviewing those involved with the event on both sides, interviewing not only the Starfleet captains who were on duty for the event, but those who had believed in Kodos' aim of keeping the colony alive. I will say it only uses this device to set up the story, and then went into the perspective of the different characters, but it was still a neat way to bring about the story. I feel like using this story plot could have greatly enhanced the story if it did a random style of telling a story through different perspectives looking at various characters who provide alternative, self-serving, and contradictory versions of the same incident. It would have fit really well with the interview style of writing that this book introduced, but sadly dropped. The story also loses some traction midway through as it deals with a conflict I feel, but it wasn't enough to completely disengage me from the book itself. In terms of continuity, the book definitely follows and adds to the Star Trek continuity with links to Discovery, the original series and even the animated series. There are quite a few deep references in this book with connections to certain characters which we may cover in a later video, so stay tuned for that. Overall, this is an excellent book which helps give us some much needed Prime Lorca action, and hopefully is not the last we see of such an interesting character played by a great actor. As well as that, more Prime Philippa Georgiou is also good, however you look at it, and we here at Trek Central fully recommend that you read this book if you like either Lorca or Georgiou. Dayton Ward has done a great job in this novel making these characters feel alive and struggling with a crisis they have to deal with together. Should you happen to like this book, I would highly recommend Dayton Ward's other Star Trek novels, including the Next Generation stories, which are simply fantastic. Thinking of picking up Star Trek Discovery Drastic Measures? You can find it at all good bookstores or via Audible through Amazon. That's it for our review on Drastic Measures. Hopefully you find it interesting and do let us know if you decide to pick it up. Should you want to check out our other Star Trek book reviews like our most recent on the Enterprise War, you can do so by the playlist in the description. Make sure to subscribe to Trek Central here on YouTube to stay up to date with the latest Star Trek news, lore and more. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for watching and we will see you next time.